wasn't $63,000. It was $63 million. Now that is what I'm talking about. Woo! Hi everybody, this is Zimzam Entertainment, bringing you some entertainment, and this is the part 2 about Zimbabwe's Minister of Health, now former Minister of Health, Obadiah Moyo. So in my part 1, in my other video, I was saying I couldn't believe that he was involved in a $63,000 scheme. So obviously I was reading the figures wrong. Duh, it didn't make sense. But now it makes sense. It is 63 million. Whew. Okay. I remember I said I don't condone stealing, but I was really finding it hard to believe that he would be involved in a $63,000 scandal. Now $63 million, okay, that makes more sense. So he beats the Zambian Minister of Health for stealing $17 million. Okay, so this is the thing. My opinion, okay, Obadiah did not do this alone. There is no way he did not do this alone. And Obadiah, wherever you are, if you see this, start singing. Start singing. Everybody must go down, because we know, or I know, that schemes like this are not done by an individual alone. There are always people involved. And there are speculations that the president's children were involved in this deal. So they should go down. Everybody needs to go down. Now, Obadiah Moyo has been, his appointment was marred by all sorts of things. People accusing him of not being qualified, even though the Zimbabwean constitution doesn't require anybody to be qualified to be a medical doctor, to be a minister of health. However, when he was just appointed, there were a lot of people that were not happy with this appointment, and tongues started wagging, and people started looking into his credentials and all that. That doesn't matter, that he was a minister without credentials. Allegedly, that doesn't matter, because most ministers don't even have credentials anyway in government positions. We all know that. Having said that, he was, some years ago, he was involved in that. He was involved in providing renal care for the late Sally Mugabe, President Mugabe's first wife, until she died. He was involved in that. I've always known about this man. He was a man that I thought had integrity, and I still believe he does. He was involved in things that he wasn't supposed to be involved in. And maybe he agreed to be involved in these things because they involved the president's children. I don't know. But he needs to start singing. He needs to start singing. I actually saw a post somewhere where he says, I didn't do this alone. I didn't do this alone, so don't tarnish my image. Well, darling, your image is already tarnished, okay? It has been tarnished. That one cannot be recovered. All you can do right now is to sing. And I hope Hopewell is somewhere nearby so he can start looking for the V11s. Zimbabwe! Heads are about to roll. I hope heads are about to roll. Now, I said it in my other video in part 1 that, it's a bit funny that he's been used as a pawn. Unfortunately, he's been used as a scapegoat, because there have been a lot of corrupt ministers, corrupt government officials that have done things, bad, corrupt things, and they are still walking free. They haven't been, others are still in positions. Others were not fired, but they were just not reappointed. They were just not reappointed, but they're still moving around free. So something's going on here. President Mnangagwa could be using Obadiah as a way of trying to say to people, oh, I'm stamping out corruption, I will not tolerate corruption. The man is corrupt himself. So he needs, if he is serious about this, he needs to clean house. And I mean clean house from Mugabe era, where he was also involved in the corruption, till his time right now. He needs to clean house. And after you clean house, please, then you can step down. Step down gracefully. Just at least give us this one thing that we can say, whoo, he let us down, but at least he cleaned his mess before he left. You know, I hear there's a march that is being planned for July 31st to force him to step down. Well, whether you step down or not, I really don't care. I want you to clean your mess. Corruption. Clean it up, please, so that whoever comes in doesn't use an excuse to say, oh, I inherited this, that. No. Clean up your mess. You know, in as much as we know that most ministries were already run down when this supposedly new dispensation came in, they were run down. And especially things like the Ministry of Health, it was like, bzz. It was already broken. You know, Obadiah did inherit a broken system, obviously. But I am not condoning what he did. He still failed. In my opinion, he still failed. Because, you know, there's certain things I've been thinking about. Like, the firing of the 500 doctors that were fired by cabinet, he failed in that he failed to go and convince cabinet and the president to, you know, retain those doctors and give them something, give them the monies that they were asking for. They were not even asking for much money. They were asking for equipment to use in hospitals. You know, they were like disabled. You know, they could go there physically, but there were no equipment and medications and anything for them to use as medical personnel. So he failed in that regard. And also, if anybody remembers that that video that went viral of a traditional midwife who was delivering babies in Mbare, he should have condoned that. Okay, he should have condoned that and worked towards improving the maternity units in all the major hospitals. But instead, he went there, visited that place, and also like encourage the first lady to go and visit that place, as if, you know, as if it's a policy, government policy, like putting a stamp on it saying, yes, it's okay to have home deliveries. No, it is not okay to have home deliveries. Come on, guys. It could be dangerous. I know we used to do that way back when, but right now, with the way things are and the situation in Zimbabwe, no water, no sanitation, everything, you know, it could prove dangerous for the newly born babies and, of course, their mothers. Okay, so yes, he did fail, but we should also give this guy credit for revamping the Chitunguza General Hospital from being in shambles to what it was today, which is, of course, probably why he was appointed Minister of Health. The only thing is that I don't think he understood the magnitude of the ministry, of the brokenness or whatever of the ministry. Even the president must have, you know, underestimated what this guy can do. Yes, of course, he did that. He turned Chitunguza Hospital around, but Chitunguza is only just one hospital. He took over a whole ministry of health, which is something bigger. And of course that now, okay, that being said, dude, what were you thinking? Huh? What were you did you forget that you had all eyes on you? Did you forget that some people slept mentioning your name and to your name, woke up to your name? Did you forget that and get involved and embroiled yourself in such a scandal? That is very scandalous, guys. This is Corona season. People in Zimbabwe don't have the correct PPE. The nurses, right now, they're on strike because there's no money, there's no correct PPE. And what does the government do? Sends police to go and start beating up the nurses and wanting to beat them up into submission. And here we are, nurses asking for a decent living, decent salary, and we have a whole minister of health involved in a 63 million scandal. $63 million scandal. What? Imagine how much $63 million can do in the health sector. Come on now, come on guys. Well, anyway, we'll be hearing more about Zimbabwe. We'll be hearing more about Zimbabwe. Okay, at least the president did fire him immediately. He had to. There was too much pressure. And now the president also, his job is at stake. He wants to be seen doing something about it. But for me personally, it's, too little too late. You're trying to save yourself. You're trying to save face or whatever. I will give you the benefit of the doubt that, okay, yes, you no longer, or you just woke up one morning and you decided, enough is enough. So let me make an example of this one. Sir, every person in your cabinet is corrupt. They should all go down. They should all go down. And when they do, when you arrest all those people and fire them, please, like I said before, then step down. Don't before you step down, because everybody who has stolen needs to return that money. We need that money back. The people of Zimbabwe are suffering. There are children who go hungry, go to bed hungry, no food. There are children who go to school and sit on the floors in the villages because of corruption. And let me not even get started. Let this topic be for another day. Anyway, people of the soil, please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I love you, I love you, I love you all. This is the beginning of heads starting to roll in Zimbabwe. I hope you look forward, and like I do, look forward to talking more about these stories, because next story we're going to be talking about the theft of the Minister of Health in Zambia. But you know what? He's still working. We'll talk about this in the next video. All right, guys. Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe. And yes, don't forget to subscribe to other YouTubers as well. No YouTuber left behind, baby. Ah!